It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Once upon a time, a tiny company called Tiny Speck created a computer game called Glitch. And guess what? The game was a huge flop. Now, imagine working on something so hard, putting in your time, sweat, and equity, and you hope that it would work, and yet it doesn't work out. And here's the problem that they face. The game was cool for a small handful of folks, but it never really reached the larger audience. So in 2012, Tiny Speck had to close their doors. Whoa, as a CEO, that is really tough to do. But here's the interesting part. Glitch had a unique game. The game had no fighting. Can you imagine that? And it was in a dreamlike type of world, would you think that most folks really love. And so the tiny, dedicated employees at Tiny Speck were out a job. Now, as a CEO, the hardest thing to do is lay people off. I've been there. It's tough. But here's the even tougher part. They had a hard time finding a job, even in the tech world. But amid the challenges, hear me closely, they discovered they had something very valuable, a cool way to chat amongst themselves within their teams. So Tiny Speck, they didn't just give up. Instead of seeing closure as the end, they saw it as the beginning of something else that's really, really interesting. So they took something that was cool, chatting amongst themselves in small teams, and turned it into something amazing called the Slack app. Yeah, $1 billion success. Now, I use Slack. Maybe you use Slack as well, by the way. And they figured out that people really needed to talk within a inner circle or inner communications. And what's the big takeaway? What's one of the lessons you can have as a CEO on this particular broadcast in this CEO huddle this morning? When things don't go as planned, look for the hidden gems that can become something great. See, Tiny Speck, they stumbled upon something special by creating a tool for something they needed themselves. And as an extension, they understood that other people needed a way as well. What's my big takeaway as a CEO? Having a sales system with a sales strategy and alternate sales strategy to solve a problem. Because of this one phrase, people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today, change the whole trajectory of what we know as Slack, which is now a $1 billion success. With that being said, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. My name is Jay Brown, and it's an honor to serve you as your host this morning. We're going to start off as we do every single morning. Oh, this should be wrong. Let me hit this the wrong way. Here we go. We're gonna start off. We do every single morning with our mantra, and our mantra is: if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Go ahead and repeat that after me, if you can, right now. If you can't focus on sales, Shay, why do we do this every single morning? Why do we do this every single morning? Why do you have to take 30 seconds to put this up? Because selling is serious business. As a CEO, we need revenue, which you already know, to fund the causes that we believe in, just like, well, Tiny Speck did. So if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. We only have 15 minutes a day to do it right here, you and I. As a CEO, we're now going to do our pledge. Now, we're at the 3-minute and 45-second mark. We do this every morning. I think it's just that important. And our pledge every single morning is learn, earn, return. So repeat after me. You don't have to put your hand over your heart, but please, every morning, I have to learn something new. What are you going to learn new? Challenge yourself in order to earn new revenue from current clients, okay? So going back to existing business is important in order to get new and old clients to return. Learn, earn, and return. It's one of our keys that we do every single morning. Okay, now as we move on, what are our objectives? Why are we here? Why do you show up every single morning? We got 3 objectives. Well, that looks like 6, but it's really 3. Number 1, sales growth. CEO, you show up, you have one responsibility, which you know, I'm not reminding you, but for the new folks that are tuning in, I got to let them know this. Your number 1 job as a CEO is to attract folks who have a problem and build the business with new clients. I didn't say grow the revenue. You can grow the revenue with existing clients, but I'm talking about bringing on new clients. So sales growth. Number 2, address any roadblocks. Tiny Speck had roadblocks. Glitch was a failure before there was the Slack app. Let's be very clear. So we got to address roadblocks. They come up. Number 3 is to understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to really grow the business and generate revenue. I want to take just a minute. I've got to give them the 5. Let's just do that real quick. Where are we at? We're at the 5-minute and 21-second mark. All right, let's show it to them. Can you show it to them? There we go. All right, there's 5 sales pillars that every CEO needs to know. Number 1, sales planning. So you should have a 1-page sales plan, not with your revenue goal, but with the strategy, with the system, with the sales funnels that you're going to do to achieve that goal. If you don't have that 1-page sales plan, I'm going to encourage you, get ours. It's no cost. Go to www.ceosalesplan.com. www.ceosalesplan.com. Download it. Follow the instructions. Number 2, sales cycle. How do we accelerate our client journey so we can accelerate the sales that come in from the time we connect to the time we convert? Number 3 sales pillar is really the sales positioning. The words that we use. We understand that our words will make us rich. We understand in sales positioning that sales drives marketing. You know, I say that every day. Marketing never drives sales. Sales understands the problem. Sales is talking to the clients. Sales can make the adjustments. And then sales go back and say, hey, market, here's what's going on. Now you can go find more people like this, okay? So you got to have the sales positioning and your messaging wired from a sales perspective. And then number 4 is very important. It's sales indicators. So we're going to do that with the CEO sales dashboard. I can't wait. And then number 5, every morning, number 5, we do number 5. What's number 5? Number 5 is a sales team, right? Because if you don't get any sales, there'll always be more money going in than there is going out. For those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. For those folks that tune in every morning, welcome aboard. Do me a favor. Look right below the video. And put hashtag I'm here. See, the hashtag I'm here is good. It's good for you because you might tune in once a day, every day at 8 a.m. You might tune in once a week, but you're in this conversation as a CEO so you can learn, earn, and return. So do that. If you're watching the replay, put a hashtag replay. I love to connect. I love getting the DMs. I love getting the messages. This is how we make the show better than what it is today in this huddle that we're in. It's the only place I know on the planet where CEOs gather at 8 a.m. Eastern time every morning to focus on sales, which truthfully, without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. So we all understand that sales is serious, serious business. Okay, and then for the new folks, if you're on Instagram or maybe on Roku or Apple TV or Amazon Fire or listen to the podcast, you can't make the comment. I get that. So just drop me a DM. You go over at I am Che Brown, and drop me a DM. Our number 1 goal for those folks that are tuning in and are getting here for the very first time, CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. So we understand you know how to sell. Our big why for all the new folks that are tuning in for the first time, and I love to share that with you at the 8-minute and 23-second mark, is sales growth, accountability, and consistency. You do that with your sales team. You do that with your sales organization. You do that as a CEO. And not only will your sales go up, but you'll write bigger checks for the cause that you believe in, and your team will forever thank you. We only ask for 15 minutes a day, never more than 15 minutes a day. And the reason we ask for 15 minutes a day, because, well, see, where's this go? Yeah. Here we go, right there. I'm going to go right there. There we go. 15 minutes a day is all we ask for. You tune in, you get exactly what you need. What is our number 1 outcome? Share above everything that you're doing every morning in the CEO Sales Huddle. Our number 1 outcome is $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. And for some of you, you want way more than that. I get that. And some of you way less. But at the end of the day, at least you have a goal. Okay. And we know the systems we're putting in place. We know it doesn't come by just praying. We know it doesn't come by just hoping. We know it doesn't come by just dreaming. It doesn't come from just working hard. It comes from having sales systems attached to a sales strategy that has a sales funnel in place that gets you the servicing that you need to generate the revenue. Okay. So selling, I'm not going to say it again, but selling at the end of the day is really serious business. Okay. Now let's get into one of the key core areas that I love to get into, which is our CEO sales dashboard. We're at the 10-minute mark. The CEO sales dashboard, for those folks that are tuning in for the very, very, very first time, is something that you can download now. If you don't have it, for those that have it, open it up. We cover 5 categories: leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. So there's only 5 categories as a CEO you need to tune into every day. Some people just tune in for just this segment. I get it, okay? So you can go download the CEO Sales Dashboard, the number one tool the CEOs use to get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable income. Go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Again, www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Once you get there, just follow the instructions. For everyone else, head on over to the Excel spreadsheet now. Open it up. This is that moment that we wait for. Yay! I'm so glad you're here, by the way. And we're going to spend about 2 minutes doing the CEO dashboard. Now, every morning we go deep into one category. There's 5 categories on the left-hand side. You go all the way across the top right now, and you find which category, what the day's date is, and you go down. How many leads came in yesterday? How many leads were qualified yesterday? How many leads were engaged yesterday? Now, you can get your assistant to do this. You can get your business operations to do it. I don't know what else they have to do, by the way. You can get anyone that you're paying right now to go get this in front of you every morning, or you can sit down right now. And the time you have now, you and I, and the good use of 15 minutes of your time is understanding the metrics, not only from yesterday, but you can go see the pattern for the last 30 days. Okay, I'm going to go deep in one area today, and the area we're going to go deep in today is, I believe it's offers. Now, here's something that's really cool. Most individuals in some companies, they're just not making enough offers. And back in the day, what that meant is you had a conversation. It could have been live. It could have been pre-recorded. It could have been a lot of ways. And you make an offer for them to do something. Now, we have 3 categories here. Maybe you have multiple categories, but I put 3 here. Maybe the offer at the end is, we would like to get your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover and get you started. Got it. Did you make any offers yesterday? Number 2, maybe it's time now to sign the agreement. The agreement is in front of you. We've now discussed it. Maybe you had an appointment for that reason. And are you ready to go ahead and sign on and bring us on to work with you or our company or our organization? And some of you, before you get to the offer, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 call close. That means you don't just show up one conversation and ask them to make an offer. You have 1 call, 2 calls, 3 calls, and then you get to this step. And then others, there's an offer for the next step. So in that category, in the box, for you, and some of you are sales managers, some of you are supervisors, some of you manage business development folks. I talked to someone yesterday. They have 2 business development folks that are working for them. But you would get their numbers and then combine it into the CEO sales dashboard. So you have 1 number. But how many made an offer for the next step? Maybe the next step is for them to see a demo. Maybe the next step is for them to attend, I don't know, your masterclass. Maybe the next step is for them to have another appointment. What is the next step in your sales cycle, which is the client journey they're going through, from the time that you connect with them to the time you communicate with them to the time that it's really ready for them to convert? And so when you measure that, it's okay. If you're looking at your revenue and say, well, my revenue's down this month, say significantly, and you're looking at that offers category and you're like, heck, we haven't really made any offers. Like, I talked to someone recently and they were disappointed. They built this high ticket product and the product's over $50,000, not a big deal. And they haven't made an offer to anyone in over 90 days. No one's qualified. And it's okay. It's not a good thing or bad thing. It is what it is. But I'm like, you're beating yourself up and you're not even making any offers. And it's not about them making the money. It's not about that. They weren't tracking it. Put this in your notes. What gets measured gets managed. It's one of our core principles. What gets measured gets managed. And what gets managed gets better. So now we're going to go from the CEO sales dashboard. Congratulations for those that filled that out. We're at the 14-minute mark. And now we're going to go celebrate some wins. I always like to celebrate wins. We're going to go over 3 wins. Number 1, what are you most proud of? Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And maybe you tune in just for this segment here, where you write down, what are you most proud of for your sales organization yesterday? What was the biggest accomplishment in your sales organization yesterday? And what's the one thing you're going to do today in your sales organization that's going to help you move forward? And go ahead and put that down. Then we go look at any hurdles that we have. And we know that the world's not all unicorns, cupcakes, just falling from the sky. We understand that. So in recognizing that, there's some hurdles. Just like Tiny Speck had some hurdles before they had Slack, okay? We've got some hurdles. So 3 questions that we can ask ourselves, because why? Go ahead and repeat after me. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So number 1, what was your biggest roadblock? Like just yesterday, in your sales organization, powerful people ask powerful questions. Questions steer focus. What was your biggest roadblock in your sales organization yesterday? And we don't talk about sales. 15 minutes is all I ask for. 1% of your day as a CEO, you show up because selling is serious business. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. I know I say that all the time, but selling truly is the oxygen for any great business in history. Number 2, what is preventing you today from moving forward? And then number 3, what's the one thing that you can do that if you did it today would move your life and or business forward just from a sales organization? So you've taken time. I want to acknowledge you for the person you are. I want to acknowledge you for the champion that you are because you're here. And my final or message of the day to you is keep showing up. Keep showing up. You know, when I first started in business, one of the things that I would do is I would be inconsistent. It wasn't inconsistent me wanting to be in business. It was making the phone calls. It was showing up to solve problems. It was looking for how I could serve and not sell. So I'm not telling you to show up like rah, 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 go get them, go get them. No, I'm asking you to show up to serve. Show up to solve a problem. Show up to make a difference in the life of someone else. Show up to change someone's business, or more importantly, show up for yourself, because you know at the end of the day, when you show up as the authentic, transparent individual that you are, good things happen when you show up with the intent to just serve. So show up to serve, because selling equals service. With that being said, you are a world changer. As you're watching right now, you're already a game changer. You're someone who's amazing. You're someone who's incredible. And you're someone that's doing some mighty good things in the world. And I want you to know that I believe in you. So if you haven't already as a CEO, go ahead and check in. Put a hashtag I'm here. Put a hashtag I'm here. Just hashtag I'm in the building, Shay. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. We admire you. We respect you. If you're not on the live platforms because you can't comment, just go ahead and drop me a DM over at I am Che Brown. Let me know how we're doing and what we can do to better serve you. With that being said, my name is Che Brown, the host of the CEO Sales Huddle. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, and at the end of the day, keep doing God's work. Peace. We out.